Hello, I am the Wizard, and I am with Anna Hamada. And Anna, you are a Reiki master and an Akashic Records practitioner. Welcome today. How are you?
Hi, hi, Jason. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing surprisingly well for our continued quarantine lockdown.
Yeah,
Um, Yeah, I've found ways to like just allow for my consciousness to get out into the world and
yeah.
all, and I feel that that's important. If one was just secluded, then one might go a little bit crazy. But I
Oh,
am
absolutely.
far from crazy. Now, so tell me, you are in England, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
And it is there a consciousness in England, about Reiki and the Akashic records? Do you have to educate a lot of people about what it is
Um,
that you do?
there is definitely a consciousness about Reiki. Reiki's really quite popular, um, and so people, I mean, people will have heard of it, but won't necessarily know what it is.
Hmm.
And with the Akashic records, again, a few people have heard of it, but not that many. So there's a lot. I talk about it a lot to people because people don't really know what it is, and yeah, and haven't heard it that much. So yeah, that consciousness is not as strong with the Akashic records. So
Yeah.
I can wax lyrical.
Are there other like cultural references to like the Akashic records, like some kind of like um, soul records, or is there another term for it that people, if they hear it, they go, oh yeah, it's like that.
Um, no, no, it's mentioned in different cultures and different religious works from because it's been around since the beginning of things being able to be recorded.
Hmm.
So it's so it's mentioned in different cultures using different names, but really the only one it's like maybe the records, but really the Akashic records is known as the Akashic records. Some people I think might refer to it as the library, the hall of records and stuff, but
Oh.
it's but but really the Akashic is the most used, and people that do know, they would know it under that name. Yeah.
It's like in the Christian religion, it's like there's reference to a big book of life, maybe that Saint Peter would like, open up to the page where your record
Right.
is
Yeah.
there, and say, oh well, let's see, when you were 12 you did this and all that. Is it that kind of thing where
No,
um
no, no, no. So it's and you're right. I mean, in the different cultures, it is referred to in different ways. So it is as records, as the book, as the library or the hall of records, but it's on a vibrational level. So akasha is the Sanskrit word for the ether, the space around us. It's actually the primal substance
hmm,
that out of which all things are made. And what the records are is, so every kind of movement within the akasha, within the ether, is imprinted on a vibrational level into the akashic records. So it is a hall of vibrational records. So when we read the records, it's the vibration that we're connecting to.
see, so you're reading this energetic record.
Yeah.
You're picking up on that as the reader, and then you're transcribing that to the querent, the person who is
Yes,
wanting to know about it.
you're just channeling it. So I get feelings and I see things. So, and I will just channel. So when I'm in the records, I will just um, talk about what I'm feeling and what I am seeing, which is related to the client will come with a question that they about an area of their life that they're having problems with or they want support with.
Yeah.
And then so they will ask the question, we'll ask the question within their records, and then we'll talk about the causes and conditions behind the question, which is very important to do because the Akasha moves on the energy of the word. It's to do with the vibration of the word and the connection of the client's connection to the question they're asking. So it's important that the client is prepared and willing to talk about the question that they're going to ask.
Mhm.
And so, and then I will get feelings and see things, and then I will just talk about that. So it's important as the practitioner to keep describing what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling. It's not the practitioner's job to like have an opinion, because whatever it means, it's because I'm channeling from the Akasha, so it's going to mean something to the client, possibly quite different to what it would mean to me. So if I saw something and I kind of was like, oh, I'm not going to mention that, then that's withholding something for the client, just because I might, in my Anna head, might think, oh, I don't think that's relevant. That's me making that's not the point at all.
Right, right. Yeah, I understand that. So it's like you access the records, you tell the client what is in the record, and and without, like, you having you're putting your spin on it and all. It's just like you're presenting the information to them, and
Yeah,
then they're there to uh, see their own part in their situation. If it's I mean, it feels sometimes like when I'm doing a past life regression or so, where one is able to see their past actions and to see how the energy of that has moved forward into this life, how it's affecting them in this life, and they're
absolutely.
the ones who have to make certain corrections, I guess, if they want to ease up some of that, uh, if we call it, karmic energy,
Right,
if they're looking to, again, kind of like set something right, something that didn't go so well in the past, and put it
right.
to where it's back on the track. um do you find that there's any area that you're offering?
Absolutely. And also, um, I lost you for a moment there, but I think it's absolutely similar to that. And I think that can be very liberating for people if they've been looking at something that they perceive as a problem, and they look at it from like physical bodies in this life. Then they get to look at it from a completely different perspective. It can shift something majorly in understanding. They feel like why things will happen to them, but it's why experiences happen within their life. And it can be absolutely connected to past life things. It can also be connected to the deal that their soul in this life, at the soul's conception, what they decided was going to be the journey of that soul in this life. And it changes ones. It can really just break through preconceived ideas, limiting beliefs, into what is happening within one's life.
Mhm.
And without you being too like cliched, it's that thing of kind of looking at, like, being able to look at adversity and think that actually it's a gift, rather than it being something terrible, because out of that one can grow and develop in different ways, and actually it might take them to another level of their life or
Sure,
life experience.
sure. It's like bring in new levels of understanding,
Right,
to
right.
deepen your own soul, because
Yeah,
the
exactly.
it seems like the soul is interested in bringing in as many experiences as possible for just a wealth of understanding
A wealth of understanding, yeah.
and
and
experience.
and ultimately within the records, it is to connect the one to one's soul's purpose. to reach a level of to kind of connect to your higher consciousness, to be as close to living in this physical being as your higher consciousness, as your higher conscience.
And you're also a Reiki master.
Yes, I am a Reiki master too, which actually I found it was from doing the Reiki that I then wanted to train in doing Akashic records, because with Reiki, so Reiki is energy healing. It's Reiki means universal life force. It's a Japanese word. So Rei is the omnipresent, everywhere at the same time universe. And then Ki is the non-physical energy that gives all life, that gives life to all physical beings. It's the and it's a spiritual consciousness and the wisdom again of our higher self. So it's like so it's pronounced ki, but it's like the chi. It's the energy. That's your energy. So when you're doing Reiki, you're promoting the health of that energy, that energy body. Because when our key energy is feeling low, because of being stressed or worried about things or having problems, then it weakens our resistance. It weakens our resistance, being in flow. It creates the resistance to being in flow with life, having a feeling of like well-being and abundance, to just achieve anything when our key energy is low. So as a Reiki healer, the idea is to really heal that energy and allow it to flow around one's body in a steady, balanced, harmonious flow. So really, after having a Reiki healing, it works on the chakras, because the chakras are responsible for the steadiness of the flow, of the energy flow going around one's body. And when the stress builds up and we hold on to past trauma or past problems, they build up within these chakras. So they get blocked, and then the energy flow can't just flow around your body to give you that harmonious, wonderful feeling where you think you can conquer the world and do anything. So after having a Reiki healing, that's the feeling you should have. Absolutely. That everything is at peace and balanced and harmonious and as it should be.
And it's like doing an Akashic Records session, like right after a Reiki. Is that like is that like best?
I really like doing that. I would do that before the quarantine. I would like to do that because people, Reiki can make you feel so relaxed and comfortable within yourself. Yeah. So then to go into the records with that feeling, you can have really in-depth, powerful Akashic readings. Because the client is very open and very in touch with themselves already. So it starts from a really great basis. Yeah. And I found when I was doing Reiki that I'd really go to the same place that I go. And actually people do access the Akashic records through Reiki. So I do it through a pathway prayer, but you can access them through Reiki. Absolutely, because you're creating a channel again with Reiki through as the practitioner, through the attunement and through
what on earth?
Sorry. It wasn't mine either. I didn't realize that was in here.
What on earth just happened?
What just happened? I just had to go and turn something off. So Reiki.
That's funny.
Yeah. So you go to the same. I would find I was feeling things and seeing things about my clients, and then I found that people wanted to talk after the Reiki session. So it was just it was just another development to do the Akashic records for my clients. It seemed absolutely like the right thing and necessary, and what a lot of people wanted and needed, because people want to talk about it. So when things come up in Reiki, they want to be able to then talk about it,
Right.
which is very important. So I wanted to be able to give that support to my clients. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a physical, energetic, spiritual experience then to get all of this information, and then to be able to just have it all there at kind of your fingertips, right? I mean, literally, like the Reiki, but where you're able to access it and really be able to help them move through a situation that they've been wrestling with. And so, it's like you have the the way of uh, soothing the energy, or clearing the energy in their body, but also, by taking it into an intellectual and emotional space where they're able to talk about things, that's a totally different form of healing altogether. And if you're doing it all at once, then
Yeah.
it's quite a powerful session.
Very powerful.
Can you do that
Yeah,
via distance?
really very powerful. Yes, because I can do distant Reiki healing, and the Akashic readings I often do over Zoom. So for Akashic, absolutely, and the and Reiki healing is done, long distance Reiki healing. I would do it over Zoom, and it is actually, even though it wouldn't seem like it with the Reiki, because you would feel that you would want to be with the person, it actually is just as powerful, because it's still, you're channeling the light force, the universal light force. You're channeling it kind of like laser beamed to the person, to the client, and you can totally do that long distance.
What's your website, Anna?
It's AnnaAkashicHealing.com. So that's Anna with two A's, ANNA, and then Akashic, AKASHIC, and healing.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Yeah.
can, my email and number is on my website, and so anyone can call me or email me and ask me questions, anything if they're not sure about. And also with the Akashic records, I have like the first 10-minute waiver thing. If we start doing the reading and then the person realizes it isn't what they want, then they can we can just finish the session, because it is quite a different thing. It's not like having your fortune told. There's no, time's not linear within the Akashic records, so someone couldn't come and say, am I going to win the lottery in 6 months time or in 2 months time? It doesn't work like that at all. I wouldn't get anything about that, because like I said, time doesn't exist. And also, because we are humans and we have the freedom of choice, the future is always changing. So depending on what choices people make, their future will change. So at this point, we might think something's going to happen in the future, but then if I say to someone, yes, you're going to win the lottery, they might not do the steps that they need to take to go and win the lottery. So it isn't fortune telling.
But as a friend, could you tell me if I'm going to win the lottery?
Yes, Jason, I will. I'll let you know, but not now.
There is a thing, right? As far as like robbing a client of a needed experience, right? If you tell them that something is going to happen, if you tell them, yes, you're going to like break up with this person, you know, it's like if you tell them exactly, and it's not just everyone. Sometimes it's just you can kind of know when someone is needing to know for themselves. Like
Yeah.
if they're asking him, will I be with this person in 2 months? If you say no, then it's like they may just uh, do something that just like puts them into maybe another relationship down the road where they're asking the same questions, where they don't learn how to know for themselves how to navigate through their own life. And what I feel is a responsibility as a reader is to not rob people
Absolutely.
of,
They have to go.
yeah, to rob those the people of those areas that they need to know for themselves, so that not to say that I'm trying to not have clients and all, but just to like because if we all figured out our life, it's like, yeah, we wouldn't need counselors, right? But um it's for me, it's very important for people to see um how they can trust themselves, trust their own
Yeah,
inner self. And I'm sure that with the Akashic records too, that you're there to open them up to seeing themselves in this like wider space, right, where they're
yeah,
able to.
absolutely. And take responsibility for their choices. So they can't, if you were doing a tarot reading for someone, and like you said, if you said that in those terms, if you were just like, no, you shouldn't be with this person, or no, then you're taking that responsibility away from them. So I mean, so for me with the Akashic, it isn't, it's to understand situations from a different point of view, to really get into the nitty gritty of what's really going on, and then make life shifts with that knowledge about oneself, which the client, even though there's been guidance, but the client has made those, they've had the realization themselves. They've been able to work it out with the guidance of the practitioner and the records, but it's coming from them. And it's very, I always reiterate this, that with the Akashic records, the client needs to have the desire to do the work, to really really go in and do the work. um, and not just think that the practitioner is just going to feed them, tell them things. Because also the other thing with the records is they won't show me anything unless the client is ready to see it. So
Yeah,
um and especially with like past lives things, as you were touching on the past lives, we've had a lot of past lives, so there's this wealth of information, and it wouldn't be any good at all just to like that, for all that information just to come through and me just be going, I see this and this and this, and then there's just loads and loads of information, because then you can't dissect what's relevant to this moment now and this problem that's going on, yeah, in this moment here.
I agree. There is such a thing as too much information,
Yeah.
where it's just like where it can stop being helpful, where it just like can make it even more clouded. I find that the thread of human activity, it's pretty simple, through our life, as far as we need to be in a act according to what it is that we're what phase of life we're in at the moment, where the things that we did when we were younger, it's like those may not apply to our responsibilities now. It's like for you as a parent, as a wife, it's like you have like a spectrum of activities for yourself that you're engaged in. If you're looking at past life stuff where it's all kind of all over the place and all that may not be of service to you right now at this time.
Right.
I've had a lot of like people who have experienced these real mundane types of past lives right now, and because they're they're ones where you know people are um, in a very just kind of simple mindset, it's like drawing upon that strength, drawing upon that energy just to get through times, difficult times like this, where there's been a pandemic and all, where there's not a lot of access to the outside world, where your goals, your big dreams for yourself can be tempered. It can be like, oh, we need to put them on hold for a moment, and you need to access just that day-to-day simple living, making sure that you're eating right, making sure that you're getting some exercise, making sure that you're sustaining yourself in a simpler way, so that when
Yeah.
things open up again, then you can reactivate.
Yeah. And you have to look at your strengthening different parts of yourself. So you're tapping into um, like really different emotions, different things, like patience, I guess, like patience, really testing your patience and seeing who you are with patience. We I mean, that's a it's such an unusual situation, isn't it? It's like these things that we would never really have, it would never really come up, or you had to really test yourself with this and
Yeah.
really see how you react to things, under things, really see. And like you were saying, taking care of yourself, really see how you take care of yourself, who you are within this situation and how you deal with it. And it's really challenging, but it's very different challenges. Like you were saying, it's challenges that a lot of us um, were completely unprepared for.
Yeah.
And then I think it's quite fascinating how quickly one can adapt, how quickly or how not quickly one can adapt, and how quickly you get used to something or not.
Yeah, new patterns forming, new
Yeah,
habits. um
it's really fascinating to see it and then recognize it and be like, oh, I would never have done that 4 months ago or whatever.
right. If someone said you're going to be this person in 4 months, it's like, no, you're crazy, you're crazy, there's no way. Cut to you in 4 months going, oh yeah, I guess I am this person. So Anna, um,
Yeah.
again, Anna Hamada, and you are a Reiki master and a
Yeah.
Akashic Records practitioner, and
I
and
am.
a healer. You are a healer, and
Yeah.
again, I want people to be able to find you, to contact you. Your website again is
AnnaAkashicHealing.com.
so.
And I have a Facebook page as well.
Oh, what is your Facebook?
It's Anna Akashic Healing.
Anna Akashic Healing. So Anna, ANNA, Akashic, AKASHIC,
And
healing.com,
yeah.
and also on Facebook. Anna, thank you so much. Thank you. It's such a great honor to see you and to spend time with you. And
Oh,
I wish you all the best going
thank
forward,
you so
and
much. Likewise, Jason.
for you and your family, and blessings to you, and we'll talk again.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
All right.
Thank you.